Good day, Internet, and today I'd just like to take a quick moment of your time to kind of draw attention to this here light novel fan translation project, Persona 3 Portable Velvet Blue. Now, if you don't know what a light novel is, it's basically kind of like a novella, but not quite. I've heard them be called anime books before, but what they are is basically these very short books with very long chapters. Sometimes these chapters can be adapted into an entire episode or even more of TV anime. If you see a light novel adaptation. Now, personally, I think that the golden age for light novel adaptations has unfortunately kind of gone past, with most of the really good ones in recent times going unnoticed. But I would just like to really draw attention to this one here. Now, how light novel is usually functioned and how it's deviated from others is that usually there's this big illustration right before the chapter, and then some illustrations inside of it will be kind of laid out more like manga panels, especially action scenes. So yeah, if you are interested, this one is and are also a Persona fan. This one is currently being translated, and at time of writing has three of its six chapters done. Uh, Chapter 4 here is being worked on now. And this is actually from the Persona 3 portable perspective, but with Elizabeth as the protagonist's attendant. Now, this one is actually very interesting because this actually was picked up as a project very recently. And what happened was YouTube content creator Fiverr kind of highlighted that there were three Persona 3 light novels that were never translated, and so if it had a Google Docs that had the scans of all of them, and so this caught the attention of translators Akemi and Nico Nico Nicotine, who decided to take up the project, with Lunar Rouge joining in later. At least that's from what I can tell, comparing how it looks now to the screenshots of when Fiverr made his video on it. Now I want to really highlight this specifically because this is a very obscure project right now. I have not been able to find it anywhere except for this Google Docs page that hosts it. And if you don't know, that can be very detrimental to light novel translations because they can become very obscure very quickly. It's not on Bakatsuki here, which is considered to be the premier website for light novels, at least back when I was really into them. If there was a light novel translation ongoing, it was on Bakatsuki. I typed in Persona 3, and the only thing I got was Persona Cross Detective Naoto. You can click on this right here, and you can see that now this entire light novel has been translated, and there's actually this has the full PDF for download, and there's also a link to the entire thing on the wiki. But I've actually also looked for this specifically on various search engines. And I haven't been able to find much about it. I haven't been able to find any links to this of it. And over them, I haven't been able to find any links other than the Google Docs that was in Fiverr's video. That is the only link I've been able to track down relating to it. I know that sometimes search engines do bury information, either intentionally or not, but I think that this is just a very obscure thing that not a lot of people know about right now. I looked at it on both DuckDuckGo and Google, and I did get a bit better luck on Google. I found a Reddit. I found this little thread on r/persona asking has anybody translated Persona 3 Portable, and this is like from 2018. So it's actually getting translated now, and it's pretty good so far. It's not taking too long for chapters to be updated from what I can tell. But what's actually interesting is that this actually had a link to the Internet Archive that had a number of these light novels, revealing that at least 2 years ago, or probably longer, there was actually a fan attempt to translate Persona 3 Owari no Kakeru. But only the first chapter seems to have been either preserved or translated. See, this is the entire first chapter off of it. So if going back up here, up here, if you go to this, you will get this, which is basically the Internet Archive's reader for PDFs and stuff. And I actually did try to see if there was a chapter 2. I took the URL and replaced chapter 1 of chapter 2, and it just led me to the exact last page of this scanlation here. So yeah, if anybody knows if this is all that there ever was, or if there is more that just hasn't been preserved on Internet Archive, I'd really appreciate it if you let me know. But for now, I really don't want Persona 3 Portable Velvet Blue to go in that direction. So I really want to just highlight that this exists and this is ongoing. Maybe the translators could upload this to more websites, because, Bakatsuki tends to have ongoing translations of things pretty commonly. And I think that not being on websites that people, that light novel fans specifically associate with reading fan translations of light novels is really going to hamper this. So I'm really hoping that I can just spread some awareness that this exists. Now I haven't read much of it. I've only read the first chapter, but I do just want to highlight that this is a good translation so far. I really like how the very first paragraph actually gives reference to Belladonna and Nameless. I just really like that. It was just a nice little callback, honestly. They make cameos in this novel. I hope to. Now, I'll be reading more of this, and I actually want to make an entire video on this. Once this is completed, I'll be making a video about this, and that's a promise. But I just want to kind of highlight this. I'm hoping that I can get some people to kind of spread awareness, put this on multiple websites so that it can be properly preserved, and maybe follow these guys on social media and stuff, which I should probably do myself. But I'm really hoping that they can get some support for this, because fan translations are not easy and they often aren't monetized. At least I don't think they're asking for any monetization for this. So that's basically the point of this, just to highlight the fact that this is ongoing, that this is a translation ongoing. And you can read the first 3 chapters right here. Here with chapter 4 being worked on. And I just want to, and I hope that I can at least convince some of you to at least give this a try. Because this is a very interesting concept, and apparently these are semi-canonical. So yeah, that's just going to do it from here. I'm just going to leave off there and ask that you do all that YouTube stuff, have a care, like, subscribe, and share. Not really for this video, but and even if you don't share this video, sharing that Persona 3 Portable Velvet Blue exists and is getting a fan translation would be great. Please do that.